Boker Tov, Chavrim, I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live. Russian submarine strikes ISIS targets near Deir ez-Zor, according to the article here on RT, in Syria with Caliber cruise missiles from the Mediterranean. They also have included a live video of the rockets going off there. Of course, I do like to keep in mind when we're looking at Deir ez-Zor, we know that the U.S., along with ISIS and Kurds, are operating on the eastern side of the Euphrates River there near Deir ez-Zor there, and Russia and Syrian troops are operating on the west and also on the eastern shores as well. So the thing is we got to keep in mind, we don't know as of yet, has there been any casualties that could be U.S. casualties on that side with the U.S. so close to ISIS and of course embedded with Turkish forces. So we'll have to wait to see how that plays out. We know that Russia is saying that the target was ISIS militants, was arms depots, etc. But will it have any effect on the Kurds or U.S. forces that are operating very close with ISIS in that proximity there? Wait to see how that turns out. Amichai Stein is reporting too that there has been, this is a breaking report that has not come out on mainstream media as of yet. 200 people were killed in North Korea's nuclear testing facility after a massive collapse in an underground tunnel due to the 6th nuclear test last month, according to TV Ashai. So other than that, we're not seeing any other reports on this, but this is coming out from Israel. Amichai Stein, who also works for a television broadcasting station there in Israel. Kind of curious to see how that plays out. We know the Chinese are already saying that if the Koreans do another nuclear test there, it could cause the entire mountain to collapse, which would become a total environmental disaster for a nuclear radiation leak. Very serious situation indeed. And a Turkish airline, an A320, has to land in Ukraine because of a bomb threat. Flying from Moscow to Turkey, lands in Ukraine. Now, I just can't help but throw this in there. I always feel a little bit suspicious when it comes to Turkey to begin with and their relationships with Russia, but especially when it comes to Ukraine, because Petro Poroshenko actually met with Erdogan and they were talking about taking out Russia. This was back, of course, before the coup that took place in Turkey that was only staged with the Turkish help and the U.S. There to make it look like it was a real coup in order to get Turkish forces on Russian side there. So always a bit suspicious about what that relationship is with Turkey and Ukraine. Can't help but wonder what's going on there. It already happened on his Twitter page, is reporting, just breaking out a few minutes ago here. Reuters is saying that President Trump will not be visiting the demilitarized zone on the border of North and South Korea. So glad to hear this myself. We've been saying over and over and over it was an unwise decision. We've said it on here on Israeli News Live as well as on Flashpoint on Hebrew Nation Radio. So we've been trying to get that word out ourselves, saying that we thought it was a very risky proposition for the president to visit this demilitarized zone because of the possibility of either a strike by North Korea on that region there to try to take the president out, or even a false flag event where they utilize that opportunity to do something to the president and then blame it on North Korea. I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live. Erev Tov.